Welcome back, guys. Sean here with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday night as we take a look at the Monday market report. Of course, this is all of the most relevant modern era graded coins to have sold this week. I generally like to focus on coins from the year 1900 all the way up to the present date, which if the modern market is doing really well, then the entire numismatic market will follow suit. It's just pretty much a given. But the cool thing about the modern era of coins and the way the market shapes up is it kind of acts as a barometer of sorts. If it's not doing too well, then obviously we're going to see some pullback and slowdown in general throughout the entire market. Now, I'd like to say that, we're about the halfway point in the month of December. The year 2022 has actually been really well. It's one of the most reliable, I would say, commodities or collectibles to have made it through the downward trend of the overall collectibles market. And that's including things like sports cards, comic books, video games even took a little bit of a hammering here this year. So as people are kind of exiting this pandemic stage where there was a lot of extra money entering the market, we're seeing all sorts of ridiculous kind of just inflated numbers and prices on general consumer goods. The one shining beacon has always been the numismatics market, and specifically also, I want to also add in the PM market as well, has been holding on to its own here in the last, I would say, 6 months. So like I said, we're in the month of December. We're up to that halfway point. We have actually a pretty stacked list of coins, a couple of eyebrow raisers. If the coins did not sell for this kind of money, then that would, kind of tell you a little bit about, the market in general. But we have a few overperforming coins. It's sounding like they're going to be made and tailored for the registry set market, which just continues to act like a buzzsaw, regardless of what the overall economy of the world is like. So, maybe our people are, placing money into these items, or is it truly a genuine kind of desire to want to be a part of, say, a Lincoln Cent registry or a Jefferson Nickel one? Is anybody's guess. All we do know is that the coins are seeing lots and lots of activity. They're gaining lots of looks from all sorts of just a wide variety of different people, and that's a good thing. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Of course, we're going to take a look at all of the stuff that ended on great collections this evening. If you guys are going to pick this up on a Monday morning, you guys take it safe. I know the weather's been sloppy throughout most of the country here in the last few days, especially here in Northern California included. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and again, happy holidays to everyone. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out and see what we got here. We have 19 coins total to talk about. We're gonna go ahead and kick it off on again. This is a coin along with a lot of the other ultra modern Lincoln Cents that all of a sudden are kind of like emerging, in the auction world. And, last week we had a really new-ish Lincoln Shield Cent. I think it was like a 2011 D or something like that sold for a few $1,000s. Now we're beginning to see people, really tackle this ultra-modern era in the hopes of finding some premier examples that will enhance their points grading system in the registry sets. And whatever you choose, whether it's NGC's registry set or PCGS, both companies are hosting some pretty big and wild registries, and a lot of people are participating. So getting back to this coin, it's a formative years. That's the type. It's referred to as also LP2 as the U.S. Mint code for this particular design. It features Abraham Lincoln sitting on a log reading a book on the reverse. Again, it's a Denver. NGC has this one at Mint State 68 Red, which is a phenomenal grade. I could only imagine that this would be an even bigger monster if it was in PCGS plastic. But this is a great way to kick off the report this week to a sale that concluded at $1,968.75. Again, there's going to be a number of you that's not going to understand why a coin of this type sells for that kind of money. But it all revolves around top pop, highest grade. Out of the hundreds of millions of coins of this type that were produced, such a minute, really microscopic percentage of the coins would actually grade out a 68, whether it's NGC or PCGS. So keep that in mind. Keep an open mind as we go on to look at some other coins, because again, grade really plays a huge role in these moderns today, and it's going to continue to do so in the foreseeable future. The next one that we have here, and we've talked about one of these in the not too distant past, 1977S Lincoln Memorial Cent. This is a proof struck coin. This one is a PCGS Proof 70 Red. Also shows deep cameo as well, as it should. A lot of these do exhibit the deep cameo with the very nice, robust frosting on all the devices, offset by the black mirrory fields. That is, the look that you want to aspire to find on any proof coin. But a proof perfect 70 is the top of the heap when it comes to the grading, and it seems to be that 76, I believe, all the way up to 70 or 76 to 79 or 1980. There's quite a few proof 70s that have been graded in all of those dates. So would you say it's super rare? Still pretty tough, but they are readily available out there. You can even probably go on a site like eBay and find one of these as a buy now. This one ended up at $1,100.25. So it seems pretty affordable, but would you dare spend that kind of money on an ultra modern, just regular proof coin that came from a $8 proof set? Keep that in mind. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but this is, again, a coin that is tailored to a high-end Lincoln Cent registry set, and it should stay in there. A little word of note, the little squiggly whatchamacallits is actually looks and appears to be surface scratches on the slab plastic. So and we have another coin in this list as well that has some scratches on the plastic, just so you guys know what they are. They're not on the coin. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with the special mint set strikes from 1965 to 1967, this is what most of them look like. Yeah, a little deceptive, right? Considering that it looks very close to like a business strike coin. Just the regular kind of like regular satiny surfaces that is commonplace on a business strike coin is also on these ones. So back in 1964, the U.S. Mint announced that they were not going to do any more proof sets after 64, which then in turn led to a little bit of a public outcry amongst the collecting community of such sets. And, and this is folks, we're really just being very outspoken. And as a result, the U.S. Mint decided, well, okay, let's go ahead and, do some sort of replacement. All right, let's give the people what they want. So they made these special mint sets, which, when you look at them, they're kind of a hybrid of a business strike and a proof coin. They have the appearance of a satiny, just out of like pocket change type coin, as if it was minted yesterday. But it has like the strike qualities of a proof coin, which is very hammered, very strong, well detailed, and that's what we have here. Now, there are certain very rare cases where you could come across a coin that does exhibit cameo. This one is not. This is just a run-of-the-mill SMS. Very high grade, by the way. PCGS grade these as a special strike, therefore the SP designation on the label. SP68 full red. Good looking coin. Not particularly interesting. Sorry, I had to find the words there for that one. Not particularly interesting for a lot of folks because this is like what a normal SMS coin looks like. Did sell for $1,040.62. There was also a regular Cameo version of the same date that I did not add to the MMR. 65 as well. That one, however, is an SP66, so it's 2 grade points lower, but had Cameo, and it sold for within a few dollars away from what this one did. So that's kind of like the equivalent. If you did find an example with some Cameo, that's going to be kind of like your apples to apples pricing kind of difference between the two. Now, here's another unlikely addition, and this is the one that has the scratches on the reverse there on the slab holder. That's not on the coin, but we have just a mid-decade 1955S Lincoln Wheat cent. This one is a shoe-in for a registry set, and that's all it should be used for. PCGS assigned a grade of Mint State 67 plus full red. Even also has a CAC green bean as well. So it's got kind of like that double certification, which collectors do care about, even for common, run-of-the-mill stuff like this one. This one sold for $2,180.25 here this evening. And, again, registry sets, people speak with their wallets, and if they find something that they truly want or the market commands it, they will do so by bidding up these things crazy. And now we're going to get into a coin that I think is more along the line of, an all-purpose. This will fit many different types of collecting types, from US type set to variety collectors to possibly registry sets. And there will be also folks that are investors that will pick up a coin like this to add to a portfolio. But this is a 1936 Lincoln cent. This is a doubled die obverse. I believe this is the FS101. They call it the Type 1 as well. There's 3 different types of DDOs on this one that are more notable than anything else. This one graded Mint State 64 red-brown. Looks every bit that part. CAC green bean as well. So, I mean, this is just a pretty nice, like premium example of one of the most revered varieties within the series. So this particular coin ended up as a sale at $3,488.62. Really good amount of cash. Very, very healthy sell price on that. And we have just a really peachy looking 1927. This is an older graded NGC Mint State 67 red. Registry set, I would say, is where this one fits. But, it would probably make also a really sharp looking US type coin as well. This one sold for $1,575. A nice kind of like mid-level type coin. It's not a top pop. We've seen much finer examples of a 1927. I believe 68 is the top pop grade for this date, and a 67 is kind of like that secondary tier. If you're not down to paying $5,000 to $10,000 for a coin, there are a number of folks that will certainly look at this as an option B, and then that's totally fine. We're seeing like a kind of a slight price spike on these second tier type coins, and this is just a good example of that. And the final Lincoln on today's list is a really nice premium example of one of the keys to the series. 1922 no D plain version. This also has the strong reverse strike, which is the top die pairing that you want for this coin. I mean, if you can find one that would, grade higher than an AU like this. This is a Mint State 63 brown. It doesn't look all that in a bag of chips, because it's the 1920s and quality really suffered on both ends of the floor, from strike to planchet quality, and it really showed. So that's why finding coins that will grade out even like this, keep in mind, these things were never saved. They were spent until they were put out of commission. Let's just put it that way. And this one also has a CAC green bean. This is just an insane coin, but they do get more expensive than this one. $25,312.50 was the final sale price on this bad boy. I'm glad to be able to cover it. All right, now we're on to nickels. I would say this is probably, between this and the quarters, the second most popularly collected series. And that says a lot because, well, the Jefferson Nickel series only went from 1938 onward. There's a myriad of different varieties to look out for. There's the registry set, full steps, kind of collecting desire for a lot of folks. And this one right here, 1966, is certainly one of those, as it grades out Mid-State 64 with full steps. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Mid-State 64 doesn't seem like that high of a grade, even with the full steps, so what gives? This is quite a scarce date. The big reason why, and this is kind of like prefacing the conversation I had about the special mint sets that were only made from 65 to 67, they didn't make mint sets. The SMS sets were a replacement for both. So finding really high quality business strike coins from those three dates, that's what makes these really rare. You would have to literally dig way down deep. Maybe there's an old roll out there, and there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to find a very well struck example like this one here. So even a 64 will get lots of looks, all right, like this one did. This one sold, again, quite the irrational amount of money, but this is kind of a placeholder for some of those registry sets. $2,293.88 was the final hammer price on this one. We do have also a 1952, decent looking coin, not my personal favorite, I would say, on the list. They say it's 5 steps. Of course, this is an outlier because this is an annex graded coin. Mid-State 65, 5 full steps, and it appears to be, it's an older holder, probably from about maybe 15 years ago. The grading standards, I know there was kind of a lapse in annex grading at one point where people were kind of low on them. The grading standards took a real hit when they were just grading everything under the sun at 2 to 3 points higher grade level. I don't know, maybe one of my viewers can chime in as to when that time period was. They're beginning to get their name back. I would say Annex is a really solid company, and they're probably a lot more strict than, say, PCGS or NGC in the efforts of trying to get back their name as being a very on point grading company. So this one right here, it's funny. Not too many registry sets have old annex holder coins, so this is a very peculiar buy. This one ended up selling for $1,440. We just don't see also that many older annex graded nickels with full steps either, so that might also play into that component. It's maybe not at all the coin, it's more the holder in this case. And people do collect holders, and they put such a prestige on them that I find quite unnecessary, but people do them anyways. And it's not my call to say you're wrong in doing that. It's just people collect what they collect, and they'll put money into it how they see fit. So well done. We also have a 41D, just a really nice example. These are all generally very well struck, by the way. PCGS assigned a Mid-State 67 plus full steps, and it looks every bit the part. Lots of luster on this one. $1,203.75. Again, based on how high the grade is, compared to the sold price, they're quite common. You know, anything 67, I would say, is worth a few $100. You would have to get to 67 plus and higher for it to be worth anything. We're going to end off the nickels with a Buffalo and two 1939 Jeffersons, starting out with an S mint, which is a very tough mint for this date. Some people really don't give a lot of credit to this particular date in mint, but this is a tough one. The strikes can be a little hit or miss on this date. PCGS assigned a mint state 66 plus full steps. It does have the reverse of 1940, which highlights newly engraved reverse steps on Monticello. We also have the next coin, actually a reverse of 1938, and you can see the difference. So the steps are a lot more straighter and sharper, and then they have the thicker blocked ends to them as well. So this one right here ended up as a $1,518.75 sale. And here's the other one on a key date of the series, 1939D. This is your reverse of 1938. And compared to the previous example, you'll notice that the steps have a little bit more wave to them. They're not nearly as sharp of a design compared to the newly revised reverse of 1940. PCGS gave this one a mid-state 67 plus full steps as well. Good looking coin. And this one ended up selling for $2,953.12. Now, for those of you that are kind of like on the fence of cherry picking, all right, coin shops and dealers have these type of coins that you could buy for a song and a dance, turn around, grade them, and sell them for mid four figures like this one here. Now, this is just a plain Jane Philadelphia minted 1919 Buffalo, okay? It seems exotic because it's like an older coin and it's one of the obsolete, very popular coin designs, right? Okay, we all understand that. But if you were to look for this coin raw, which they do exist in like low mint state condition, you could pick them up for about $40 to $50. That's a huge kind of like win. It's a huge bargain. Even if it doesn't have a variety, it's a great type coin at that price level. But let's say, for example, you got lucky and you cherry-picked a huge cherry picker's guide variety like this one. This is a doubled die obverse. You can see the doubling in the date. You could see it actually in the bottom of the tail feathers. I mean, you can't be any more obvious with this one. FS 101 is the official cherry picker's guide catalog number. It's PCGS mint state 62. Without the variety, this is like a $50 coin. Keep that in mind and remember that. But with the variety in this grade, my goodness, $5,906.25 was the sale price on this coin. And it's all variety, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the big reason why I implore you guys to check out going to coin shops and shows. If you don't do it, and you want to have fun in the hobby and discover stuff, this is a strong possibility here. And you would not believe how many of these kind of coins are sitting in double row boxes at the coin shops right now. So definitely something to kind of like, him and haw about and really, really consider that this is a possibility right here. Turning $50 into almost $6,000. Goodness. It's a real possibility. And I've gotten close myself a few times doing that. We do have a couple dimes. How about one of the popular varieties, right, of Mercs? This is the 1942/1 overdate. Not a super incredible graded piece. It's a AU55. I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's sharp looking. This one right here, always a staple in not only type sets, but variety sets and Merc sets. Sold for $1,383.75. Not even close. I mean, these are two contrasting coins, not only from appearance, but also money. How about this 1918D, one of the toughest dates to find in mid-state and full bands. This one managed to do both really well. Mid-state 65 plus full bands is where this one hit at, and wow, $20,000, $675.25. $20,675.25. I had to say it twice because it was so nice. Yeah, I mean, we see these on occasion. Great Collections is getting all sorts of great consignments, by the way. If they're pulling in coins of this caliber, that says a lot about their market share within the auction world. So I would definitely pay more attention to what Great Collection sells, because they could end up being the top dog here one day. Well, if they haven't done so already. All right, so we're going to end things off on quarters. And we have a coin that I've talked about once before, and it's sold for a lot of money. And again, it's sold for a ton of money this week. 1968D Washington quarter. Good old-fashioned copper nickel clad, you know. The thing that makes this one extraordinary is the fact that it's a doubled die reverse. It's an FS 801 in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Lots of strong doubling in United States of America. You can see the notching in the S's and all over these letters in America. It's quite strong, actually. And a $0.25 as well. It's in there, too. Nothing but a PCGS Mint State 66 on this one. $2,846.25 was the winning bid on this. And, yeah, I mean, you know, another big one to look out for. If you come across BU rolls, this is always a home run. Another good one here, too. Check out your scrappy 90% silver 64Ds, because you could find something like this. This is what they call a Type C reverse FS 901. This is where you have the extra strong leaves on this half wreath here. The actual leaf connects to the top of the A, whereas on the regular, I guess, Type Bs, they don't do that. They're actually kind of like weaker struck. But this one doesn't look too fancy. It's a Mid-State 65, so that sets a really low bar on this. And I see a lot of like scrap 64D Washington quarters out there in bulk bins. So this could be another real cherry pick for you guys. $1,096.88 was the final sale price. There are a number of dates of the Silver Washington quarter series that has this Type C reverse and Type B reverse and things like that. So look out for those. Yeah, I mean, this is our big highlight coin. I mean, how can you not envision a 57 Washington quarter with a blistering mintage of 46 million pieces made, which is a lot, by the way. This is one of the more common dates of silver Washington quarters that you can encounter out there today in coin shops and at shows, and they usually have these things for sale for like $5-10 in BU condition. But this one is a little bit better than BU. It's a Mid-State 68 with toning that looks like it's from outer space. CAC certified. I mean, what else more can we kind of dogpile on this coin that makes it just legendary? How about a price tag of $14,062.50 for this particular coin? That seems like a lot because it is a lot, and you bet your bottom dollar it's going to end up in some high-powered registry set. Probably, I think there's like a few registry sets for Washington quarters that deal specifically in toners, and this is one of them. So there you go. Bing, bang, boom. It's all ancient history after that. But how do we follow that up? How about just a good old-fashioned, just amazing 1918/7S Standing Liberty quarter? This is, again, another pursuant type of coin. Very high-level variety within the series. Very scarce as well. I mean, you could see the bottom bar of the 7 going through the 8. You notice the little circles within the 8 are missing. They're like half D's, or they're like D-shaped holes in there, and that's how you know you have the overdate. AU50 on this one, not particularly a high-end coin, but you could see the date clearly, you could see the overdate perfectly, and that's what people like about this coin. So even with the AU50, it still had a hefty price tag. $9,344.25, ladies and gentlemen, was the final sale price. And the final coin from this week's Monday market report. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this one. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. It was certainly a pleasure talking about coins with you, especially the ultra moderns for this week. Very interesting developments for sure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my video if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to my channel. Could always use the extra endorsement. We're almost up to 300,000 subs. That's kind of a pretty cool milestone in my life, you know, among a few others. But yeah, I mean, if you check out TikTok as well, I have that available for you folks out there that more of a fan of the shorter video type length doodads. There's a number of you out there, so go ahead and check that out as well, and make sure you hit the follow button. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys take care. Have a pleasant evening. Have a great week as we close in on the Christmas holiday season. The market is still explosive. Take care now.